Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making rum-infused pineapples that I picked up from Maui Gold out of Hawaii. Basically, I went there originally to buy a pineapple. I've never had a pineapple from Hawaii. I've heard they're absolutely amazing. So I went on the website and it was one pineapple for $40, two for $55, or 8 for $85. So it was like a no-brainer. I'm getting 8. So originally it was just to eat a pineapple, and then it became more of a, makes more sense to buy more. What can I do with 8 pineapples? Because I can't eat them all in like a day or two. So anyway, they ship them right to your house, second day air. The $85 pretty much includes the shipping. I'll put a link to the website in the description of the video. So basically my 8 pineapples arrived safe and sound, no damages, they look beautiful. I can't wait to cut into these. And then what we're going to be soaking these in is Pussers rum. I chose to go with the gunpowder proof. So I bought a case of that. Take a closer look at this stuff. Alright guys, so before we get started cutting up these pineapples, I'm going to go ahead and make a nice tropical drink out of the Pussers. So I have a glass with some ice and a nice little orange and cherry garnish. We're going to use the regular Pussers rum for this recipe. This is their Painkiller, so it's 2 ounces of Pussers rum, 4 ounces of pineapple juice, 1 ounce of orange juice, 1 ounce of cream of coconut, and you're supposed to freshly grind nutmeg over the drink. I don't have the fresh ground nutmeg. You can also use the same recipe and kind of like change up your ingredients a little bit. When I was in Tortola, and that's how I became fond of Pussers, I went on a vacation to the British Virgin Islands. First stop was Tortola, and they had like the Pussers Cafe. And it was a lot of fun. One thing that I can say that has changed is this regular Pussers used to be 96 proof. So then it changed, now it's 84. And they didn't have the gunpowder proof. So I saw on the box made in Guyana. So I don't know if it's always been made there. Not really sure. I haven't followed the history of the product. I just know that it's changed slightly over the years, mostly from a proof standpoint. The flavor's still pretty much the same or similar. My preference currently is the gunpowder proof. It's just richer in flavor. It's, from what I understand, the same thing. It's just more like a cask strength, I guess. So anyway, that's my preference, but we're gonna make it with the original. So everything in the British Virgin Islands is like rum, obviously. It's the Caribbean, so lots of rum punches. So if you don't like this recipe exactly, then by all means, you don't have to stick with it. I do have a little shaker here. And these are not going to be exact measurements, but at least the ratios will be about the same, since I'm using, you know, the shot glass to measure. Pineapple juice is 4 ounces, so we'll do 4 of these. Let's give this a little shake. Alright. Pineapple juice can be kind of weak, so I want to make sure the flavor hasn't settled to the bottom. And one more. Typically when I make this kind of a rum punch, I like to change it up a little bit from the Painkiller recipe. I use more orange juice. I even like a splash of grenadine. And I also like to add guava nectar. So that's kind of like a big deviation from the original recipe, but this is still super delicious. I'm gonna just eyeball what I think is an ounce. This is cream of coconut. I think I might have left it out. So the recipe, I'll put that in the description, but it's 2 ounces of Pussers rum, 4 ounces of pineapple juice, 1 ounce of orange juice, 1 ounce of cream of coconut. It's kind of hard to measure because it's thick. I think they have some stuff in a can that's a little thinner. This is what I had available to me at the time when I went to the store, so that's what I grabbed. And then of course the nutmeg. I pretty much never use the nutmeg because I don't have it. So anyway, you would probably shake this up normally with some ice and then pour it into a glass, but I don't have a bigger shaker. This is like a martini shaker, that's all I have. So we're just going to pour it over ice rather than serve it with the ice. There we go. And like I said, I usually do a little grenadine, but for sake of the video, we're just gonna do it like this. So pretty nice looking drink. Yeah, super delicious. All right, guys, so I'll sip that while we're doing the pineapple thing here. As far as the pineapples, they're going into this ball mason jar. This is like a half-gallon sized mason jar. I have 3 of them, so however many pineapples I can fit in those 3, but not more than 6. So I have 8 pineapples. I'm going to try to eat 2 of them, and put the other pineapples into a mason jar so that we can infuse them. I plan to infuse them like probably around like 6 weeks minimum, 4 weeks minimum, something like that, 4 to 6 weeks before. I'll probably try it at the 4-week mark. Basically just making rum infused pineapple, and then ultimately I'll probably use the rum to make a punch out of. So your first step, and this is according to Maui Gold, you cut off the top of the pineapple, get yourself a sharp knife. I grabbed 2 just in case, and then cut off the bottom. So now you've cut off the top and the bottom, and discard that. And I got a smaller, like kind of like boning knife just in case. Their recommendation from that point is to cut your pineapple into quarters. Okay, so I've never tried it this way, but we're gonna try it this way because that's what they say to do. And then from here, so we have this little pineapple. The core is like this little top, this little triangle right there. So basically you wanna make sure you get rid of that. It's hard to eat, so we're just gonna make like a little cut on an angle. Pretty sure we got the whole thing. And then that leaves you with this. And then from here, you can cut this one more time. And then to get the skin off, this is where I was thinking using the smaller knife. I'm gonna go in here, cut along the edge. That actually worked out really well. I got the eye and the skin all in one whack. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and have a bite of this just to see how it tastes. I am gonna cut these into about 1-inch cubes. I don't want small pieces. I want the pineapple to hold up really well in the alcohol. Oh wow. Oh, it's so good. So sweet. So a little bit of information that I learned about pineapples, which compelled me to order them from Hawaii, is that the pineapples that we receive at the store, they are as sweet as they're going to be the day they were picked off the tree. So because these have been able to ripen on the actual tree, the sugar content is much higher. So they're sweeter, juicier. You know, this idea that they ripen on your countertop or whatever, like I guess there's some truth to that, but the actual total sugar content, from what I understand, doesn't change from the day that you pick it. Or I should say the potential of its sweetness does not improve from the day that it's been picked. So, oh, that's outstanding. All right, guys, so I'm gonna save you the burden of watching me slice up 6 pineapples. So let's just do one more together. One more section. Cut the core off. Pitch that. Cut your quarter in half. And then what seemed to work for me is this boning knife. I was able to go right along the inside of that flesh, almost like I'm filleting a fish. And I was able to take off just the skin and the eyes. Left a really nice piece. No eyes left on there. No excessive loss of meat. And we're cutting it into nice cubes like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut up the rest of this, start filling jars, and I'll be back shortly. All right, so we're on pineapple, let's see, pineapple number 4. So we're halfway there. So as of right now, I have 1 full jar and 1 almost full jar. We're about to start on our third and final jar. Let's go ahead and have some of this cocktail. All right, so after doing 3 pineapples, I've gotten a lot more confident in my pineapple chopping skills. The technique that they recommend, cutting the top off, quartering a pineapple, and then taking the core out, has been the best way I've ever cut a pineapple, the easiest way. So get the core out like that. All right, now we take our quarters and quarter that again. And like I said, this has been really quick. I thought this was going to be like an hour of chopping pineapple, and it has been not that bad, maybe a few minutes of pineapple. So, like I say before, just chop off that skin. I'm doing rather large chunks. I start at the top, just work my way around. If you happen to leave anything behind like I just did, you just go through and chop it off, no big deal. One thing that sucks about pineapple is the bromelain content of pineapple. Bromelain basically eats proteins and starts making your tongue burn. Or in some cases, you eat enough of this stuff, make your tongue bleed. So, pineapple is, or bromelain is the pineapple's natural defense, like natural bug killer. So bugs try to eat the skin of the pineapple, and the bromelain more or less kills the bug. Like, I assume it just dissolves them from the inside out. So some of you who eat a lot of pineapple may have experienced this. I've actually experienced my tongue bleeding from eating pineapple. Like, I'll sit and eat like a whole pineapple. My tongue starts to burn, I ignore it. And then next thing you know, I look in the mirror and my tongue is like raw. So I love pineapple, but it's one of those things I eat it in moderation. Woo. Well, that was a good move right there. I almost took my toe out. I try to eat it in somewhat moderation, just for that simple reason that I tend to be pretty sensitive to bromelain, and I don't like making my tongue raw. So if you guys have that same issue, let me know, because I thought it was super bizarre. That's how I kind of learned about the whole Hawaiian pineapple thing. Is my tongue was bleeding one time, and I was like, hey, what's going on here? You know, I looked in the mirror, freaked out a little bit, and it turned out to just be, I guess, an issue of bromelain sensitivity. And actually, interestingly enough, some digestive enzymes have bromelain in them, so that way they can help digest your food. So, something you learn every day. So anyway, we have one more to go. Possibly I might cut into the 7th one, just because realistically I'm probably not going to eat 2 pineapples this weekend, and if I need to get into the 7th one in order to fill up this last jar, I will. I'll see you guys in a minute or two here, and we'll start filling these up with rum. I bought a whole case. I'm starting to think I'm not going to need that much, because I'm stuffing these jars as full as possible with the pineapple. And it's hard to say. They're half-gallon jars, but there's a lot of space occupied by pineapple. So we'll see here in just a few minutes. All right, so we're down to 1 pineapple. I'll save that for tomorrow. I can't have any more pineapple today. My tongue is like raw. It's not to the point of actively bleeding yet, but that bromelain is no joke, at least for me. Let me know in the comments below if you have ever experienced that before. But I have. And so that's how I found out about these wonderful Hawaiian pineapples. And anyway, I'm glad I bought them. They taste amazing. This is way better than store-bought. And I think it's really not that bad of a deal when you consider the cost per pineapple if you buy the 8-pack. So anyway, on to the last step here. So we have 3 half-gallon mason jars, totally full of freshly sliced Hawaiian pineapples. We're going to go ahead and eat the garnish. All right. Ooh, my tongue. Ooh. All right. So, sorry, I'm horrible about smacking to start with, so. All right, see how far one bottle gets us. So this is the, what do they call it? The gunpowder proof, 109 proof. Let's start pouring it in. See if I can hold this up here a little closer. All right. Oh, you might be able to get a whole bottle into each one. Here we go. I'm gonna set this down, it's getting heavy. All right, so about a bottle per jar. I'm gonna fill this like right up to the top, so there's a tiny bit left. This is, I don't know how easily you can see this on the camera, but that is right up to the top. So this is what it looks like. By the way, I've never done this before, so this is going to be kind of a part 2 video to this at some point. Obviously because, you know, we've gone through this whole process of making the pineapples. I need to share how it turns out. So let's go ahead and finish the last bottle. Start on the next one. I'm super excited about this. For multiple reasons, like the idea of eating fruit and, you know, enjoying yourself on just eating pineapple. That alone sounds pretty awesome, can't lie. And then also, I'm wondering how much sweetness will be put into the actual rum for purposes of making cocktails. This is totally doable for cocktails. I mean, I'm almost kind of curious what the rum will taste like straight up, like a shot. We'll probably do a snifter of it whenever we get done with the process. Let's see. All I'm looking at here is whether or not I'm completely covering the pineapple. I definitely want to make sure that I do, and that's why I'm filling this right up to the top. As far as storage goes, my plan is to write the day, today's date on the top of this lid, and then I'm going to put it in the, like, leave it here in the basement. You know, it's 62 degrees down here, so it's definitely cool, and so it should preserve things well. Like, I should be able to age these almost indefinitely with the alcohol. So, all right, bottle 3. We're not going to make it all the way through bottle 3. So, it's still good that I bought the case. They were on sale when I bought them. If you're looking for Pussers rum, go to their website. I'm going to put a link in the description to Pussers Rum's website, where I think they have a store locator. Your best bet's just to hit up like your big liquor stores. Your little local liquor stores probably won't have this. It's kind of like more of a niche type of, you know, rum. So, not super common. It's definitely more common now than it was like when I first discovered it, primarily because you couldn't even really get it in the States. But at the time, I was like in high school, so honestly it didn't matter. I couldn't have bought it anyway. When I turned 21, it was available like at like Binny's. I live in the Chicago area, so we have like Binny's, which is a huge store. They started carrying it. And like I said, it eventually changed from 96 proof down to this like 84. It may have even been other proofs as well, I'm not sure. Because like I said, I typically just, I typically just buy bottles of this stuff when I want to do like a rum punch. Typical rum punch recipe for me is like equal parts of OJ pineapple juice, guava juice, some grenadine in the rum. A couple squeezes of lime in there, and that's a typical rum punch for me. This that we made earlier at the beginning of the show is Pusser's Painkiller. They have different levels of it at their cafe, so you can get it with like 2 shots, 3 shots, 4 shots, and I believe, if I can remember correctly, there's like a limit. If you get the number 4, which is like the 4-shot deal, it's like limit 1 or 2 per person. But anyway, going to the BVI was, or British Virgin Islands, was definitely a great experience, and definitely helped me realize that rum is something I enjoy. Rum punches, rum cocktails, all of it's fantastic. So it looks like we're just shy of finishing this bottle. I have another bottle that I'll probably marry this to. Let me grab it. All right, we're back. So I grabbed the other bottle. This is only a couple weeks old, so no problems putting these together. It's more or less the same deal, same proof. They haven't been open, you know, not like I opened this other one a year ago. So anyway, no problems marrying the bottles together. That way I don't have two open bottles of the same thing. And so we have a half a bottle and we have 3 more bottles. And actually, this works out beautifully. There is a recipe for a 5-gallon painkiller punch. Basically the same exact thing as this, but it gives you the exact quantities for making a 5-gallon recipe of it. And I think it calls for 3.5 750s. So that might be in the works. I don't know when I'm going to need 5 gallons of this, but I'll come up with a good excuse. It's summertime, so there's always a reason to have a little gathering. So anyway, I think that about ends the video, guys and girls. So got 1 pineapple left. I can't wait to share this with my family. It's delicious. We have our 3 half-gallon mason jars of pineapples soaking in this Pusser's gunpowder proof rum. I'm really looking forward to how this is going to taste. Like I mentioned, I'm going to wait. I think I'm gonna go 4 weeks and have a piece of pineapple and see what it tastes like. But I think 6 weeks is kind of gonna be my target. Let's just go with 6 weeks. I don't think it matters because ultimately if I open this at 4 weeks, it's gonna be a long time before I polish off all this stuff. So let's go 6 weeks from today. Today is Saturday I wanna say the 11th, that's what it is. So Saturday the 11th, so we'll go 6 weeks out and I will make a part 2 video of this. You guys will probably see this video next weekend. Actually, you know what, maybe, yeah, next weekend, because I gotta edit this and it was a really long video because I recorded like cutting everything and I'm gonna cut a lot of that out because you don't want to sit and watch me slice up like 7 pineapples. All right, guys, that's it. And I will see you in the next video. If you have any questions, put in the comments below. I try to get back to everybody. Again, I'll put a link to the rum company and a link to where I bought my pineapples, as well as recipes for Painkiller in both single format and the 5-gallon recipe in case anybody's looking for a good party idea. It's super simple to make. It's not that many ingredients. They're easy to find. The only thing you'll have to try to find is the Pussers rum. And I would recommend the gunpowder, primarily just because it's the same flavor, just bolder, richer. And that's what I've been drinking. I have some of the other one left that you saw me make this Painkiller out of. I am pretty much probably switching over to gunpowder as long as it's available at the stores. It's just a, I don't know, to me, a superior product. And like I mentioned, the original was like 96 proof, so it's kind of like a little closer to me to what I remember it being back in the day. But anyway, that's going to wrap up this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.